I married myself a couple months ago. It was my 9th wedding anniversary. Thank you very much. I'm learning some things about being married. Learning marriage is about compromise, right? You get 9 years in, you find out how it works, compromise. Sometimes we do what she wants to do, and sometimes we do what she tells me we have to do if I want sex. It's, oh man, things change when you get married, man. The sex life changes too, right? Man, when you're first together, man, she's all like, oh God, yes, right there. That's the spot right there. And then later it's like, beige. I gotta paint this ceiling beige. Are you done yet? Or I'm gonna get some back into Law and Order. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You get excuses after a while, guys, right? Hey, I'm a little tired. Can we just cuddle? Who's heard that before? Right? You guys heard that before?
Yeah.
Little cuddling. Here's what I want you to do, guys. If you're in the zone where you're getting the cuddle, the I'm too tired, here's what you do. You take your wife, take her out to a nice dinner, right? And I mean a nice dinner, like a steak and lobster kind of dinner, you know, a couple of drinks. When the guy comes and says to be anything else, order the dessert. Go ahead, splurge a little. Then when he comes back and he's going to hand you that check, you take that check and you just slide it across the table and say, I am a little tired to get my wallet out tonight. Can I take care of that for me? They will cuddle later. How's that sound? Cuddle that dessert off. My wife, she uses sex to get what she wants in our relationship. I don't know if that's the way it works with you guys, but like the other day, she's walking through the living room and she's doing laundry or something. She's got like a laundry basket. She stops. I'm sitting there watching TV, right? She says, you know what I think is really sexy? Right? Really? And I'm like, what? What? What is it? She's like, folded towels. Yeah! Drops that thing right in front of me, man. I folded towels, what are you going to do, right? Want to ride the ride, you buy the ticket. That's what I'm talking about. A little later, we were in bed, I was like, hey, baby, how you doing? Right? She's like, yeah, I'm a little tired. Can we just cuddle? So I jumped out of bed, and I ran into the bathroom. I grabbed all the towels and threw them on the floor. She's like, what are you doing? So I'm getting a refund of my ticket, bitch. Jesus. It would be funny if it wasn't true. Anyway, so... Yeah, that's my wife, man. She's got a different language. After a while, you start to learn the language. Guys, we have a different language than women. Like the other day, she says to me, honey, which of my friends do you think is the prettiest? Right? So now I know how to translate that. That translates to, hey, you want to have a fight? I'm kind of feeling feisty. I want to have a fight. There's no answer to that, right? There's no right answers. I did exactly what I knew I was going to have to do. I mean, I was in trouble already. There's no right answer. So I said, well, you know, Annie's pretty. But Jen does that thing with her tongue. Gotta love that. Yeah, she didn't think it was funny either. Didn't buy a ticket. So we got a bunch of kids. I had a couple of kids before we got married, and together we have 5 kids in my house. Man, that's a house full too. Let me tell you, 5 kids, a dog, a wife, and a mother-in-law in my house. Oh yeah, that's just as much fun as it sounds like too. Let me tell you. And she's a little opinionated, as most mother-in-laws are, right? She's a little gripey and can be screaming and bitchy a little bit. Like the other day, she comes in, she's like, that's not where that goes. And you are doing that all wrong. And I'm like, honey, is your mom going to be in here every time we have sex? Is this really throwing my rhythm off? I really appreciate it if she let out a little. But it gets better. My mother-in-law has IBS. You guys know what IBS is? The chucklers in the room know what that means. That's irritable bowel syndrome, which means she poops all the time. So she poops and she screams. It's like having a 180-year-old or 180-pound infant living in your house all the time. And I gotta tell you, nothing gives me more pleasure than thinking about changing her diaper in about 8-10 years. You know what I'm saying? A couple months ago, my wife takes the mother-in-law and the kids and leaves me and the dog and goes to Tennessee for a week. Oh yeah, it's party time up in my house, right? Get to do all the stuff that I never get a chance to do when she's at home. My wife's kind of a healthy eater. So it's bacon cheeseburger and nachos time at my house. Chasing it with Jack Daniels, tequila shots, right? Woo! Party, porno, blaring at full volume. It's heaven in my house! Till like 2 a.m. and I can't figure out which end to point at the toilet. Oh, man. Oh, I got a trash can in the front, the toilet in the back. It's bad. It's so bad. Wake up, next day, got to go back to work with a hangover, right? I'm still wearing the same shirt that I had on yesterday because I ain't done laundry since she left, right? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, yeah. Woo, that's awesome. Yeah, I can hear her 1,000 miles away. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I told you not to eat that. I told you not to do that stuff. That's bad. I told you not to drink too much, right? Like, I'm going to learn a lesson at 43 years old. I tell you what, the only lesson I want to learn from my life at 43 involves a naughty teacher outfit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I tell you what, though, with 5 kids in my house, pretty good bed to any given day, I'm teaching lessons. You know what I'm talking about? I tell you what, a few months ago, my 18-year-old son caught him sneaking beer. You guys remember sneaking beer? Yeah. Right? And I don't know what kind of parents you had, but I had the kind of parents that weren't real happy about sneaking beer. But I wanted to be the cool dad. So I was like, I'm not going to yell and scream. Maybe it's lesson time. So I get the case of beer, we go outside, we're sitting on the back deck, and I'm like, all right, son, we're going to learn about drinking. Because drinking's something that you need to learn about before it becomes a problem. So lesson number 1, we're sitting here, we're on the back porch, right? We're having a good time, we're safe, we're not drinking and driving, right? I'm killing this damn stuff, right? There you go. Now, lesson number 2. Shh. Here you go, son. Shh. We're going to drink us a couple beers, but we're going to have some fun. Chug it. Chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it. Yeah, drinking's fun, right? About 6 beers. Down he goes for the count, right? And I'm like, man, my son, my boy, I'm looking at him laying there on the floor, a little vomit coming out of his mouth. And I reached down, very gently shaved off an eyebrow. Yeah. Took a Sharpie, drew a little penis right there on his forehead. Because lesson number 3, don't be the pussy that passes out at the party.